Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending the University of Wyoming's 131st commencement ceremony this morning. It is our pleasure to be celebrating with you UW's graduate students from the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business, College of Education, College of Engineering and Applied Science, the Haub School of Environment and Natural Resources, the College of Health Sciences, and the College of Law. Following the recognition of our graduate students, we will recognize our undergraduate students from the College of Education. We are delighted to have you with us as we commemorate this special moment in the lives of our students. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the University of Wyoming's 28th President, Dr. Ed Seidel.
Good morning. How's everybody this morning? Excited? Me too. Welcome to the University of Wyoming's 2021 Spring Commencement Ceremonies, recognizing our students. I don't know how many of you know this, but this is my first in-person commencement ceremony since I've become the president of the University of Wyoming. Well, maybe it's the third, because we did two yesterday. But as a new president, who has only yesterday been able to speak at a big University of Wyoming event, and what could be bigger than commencement, I couldn't be more excited. I think I'm just as excited as you all are, and perhaps just a little bit more nervous. As we get started, I'd like to thank our honorary marshal for today's ceremony. Joining us today is DJ Yoakum, an associate professor of special education in the College of Education. I hope you'll take a moment not only to cheer, but to read in your program about Professor Yoakum's remarkable career at the university. Please join me in recognizing him with another round of applause. I'm also pleased to have Jeff Marsh of Torrington, Wyoming, and the chair of our Board of Trustees here with me today. I'd also like to recognize the other members of the Board of Trustees and thank them for their exemplary leadership. Because of the COVID-based space restrictions that we've had to follow in order to hold this ceremony, we had to enormously reduce the stage party. Normally, we'd have them here with us. Other members of the board include John McKinley, Vice Chair of the Board from Cheyenne, Wyoming, Michelle Sullivan, Secretary of the Board from Sheridan, Kermit Brown, Treasurer of the Board from Laramie, Dave True, board member and former chair of the board from Casper. And the rest of the board membership are Brad Bonner from Cody, David Fall from Gillette, Elizabeth Greenwood from Pinedale, Brad LaCroix from Newcastle, Carol Linton from Jackson, Macy Moore from Douglas, and Laura Schmidt-Pizzato from Rock Springs. I'd also like to introduce this morning's name readers. Ann Alexander, our interim provost in the Division of Academic Affairs, and Mandy Gifford, Executive Administrative Associate in the Office of the President. So please join me in giving them all a round of applause. I'd now like to thank our faculty for the amazing education they provided to our students. Faculty, would you please stand so we can thank you for the incredible role you've played in developing our graduates' lives. Finally, I'd like to give a special recognition to the families, friends, and loved ones of today's graduates who provided support and encouragement in so many ways. Accomplishments like these are not achieved in a vacuum. As you walk across the stage to receive your diploma, your thoughts should go, and I know they will, to the people who helped you get to this remarkable point in your lives. Teachers, friends, parents, grandparents, husbands, wives, and other members of your family. Some or all of these people have played important roles in your education and achievements. Whatever they did to help you, now is the perfect time to say thanks. So graduates, whether you're joining us here or in person or virtually at home, would you stand up, look around, find your loved ones, and join me in giving them a round of applause for their support. Thank you. Next, to recognize a very special subset of our students, our honors students. Students who graduate from the University of Wyoming with honors are among our most academically dedicated, gifted, and adventurous students. Not only do they earn high marks in their coursework, but they often have added much more to their academic plate by stepping forward to take advantage of study abroad opportunities or participating in meaningful internships, holding leadership positions in student organizations, and working to serve their communities. They exemplify all that is best in the University of Wyoming students and their ambitions for the future. So, if you are graduating with academic honors, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude, please rise so we can congratulate you on this achievement. If you're a member of Phi Beta Kappa, Phi Kappa Phi, or a college or department-specific honor society, would you please stand up so we can recognize your accomplishments? And finally, students in our Honors College span programs in every college at the university. Would all of our Honors College students please stand up and be recognized? Now, it gives me great honor to talk about this topic. The recipient of an honorary degree exemplifies values of excellence, service, and integrity, and possesses distinguished accomplishments in their profession, public service, or in service to humanity. It is my high honor to bestow an honorary degree, the university's highest award, to Crawford White Eagle Sr. It saddens me to say that we did not get to honor Crawford White Eagle Sr. during his lifetime. He was nominated and selected in 2019 for this honor, but he died in January of 2020 before we were able to hold a formal ceremony. Today, we have members of his family and community with us who will participate in this posthumous honoring. Lee Spoonhunter, co-chairman of the Northern Arapaho Business Council, wrote in his letter of nomination that, quote, Mr. White Eagle focuses his life on serving his community and engages in this important work because he knows that his efforts will lead to a stronger future for all citizens of the state of Wyoming. At a time when we cannot have enough people who work to bring everyone together, Mr. White Eagle stands out as someone who constantly strives to build bridges, not for selfish reasons, but for the betterment of everyone. Crawford was one of the ceremonial leaders of the Northern Arapaho people of the Wind River Indian Reservation. He served as a member of the Northern Arapaho Business Council and in the Northern Arapaho Elders Council, working as a tireless advocate for the preservation of the tribe's language and culture. He also promoted the education of his people, establishing the Northern Arapaho Endowment for tribal students attending the University of Wyoming and helping to create the Wyoming Indian School. He was involved in many creative and collaborative efforts, serving as a language preservation consultant for the National Indian Education Association, leading a delegation involved in artifact identification at Yale University, and helping create the Wind River Education Project and the American Indian Education for All curriculum, among many other projects. Crawford also served his country in the United States Army during the Vietnam War and was twice wounded in combat, receiving the Purple Heart among many other medals. A graduate of St. Stephen's High School, he was a master jewelry maker and silversmith. Another of his nominators, James Trosper, said, "Crawford White Eagle focused his life's work on Arapaho cultural survival. He harnessed ceremonial knowledge, traditional leadership, service, and diplomacy to achieve his goals." Accepting today, on behalf of Crawford, are his wife, Jacqueline White Eagle, and his eldest son, Crawford Larry White Eagle Jr. For Elder Crawford White Eagle Sr.'s contributions to education, industry, and the state, the University of Wyoming is honored to bestow posthumously the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Following acceptance of Crawford's honorary diploma, his son Ryan Wilson will introduce an honor song and conclude by providing comments to our graduating class on behalf of the family. Looking for the degree. All right. Just a second. It was hidden below. I couldn't find the degree. I would like to offer this degree.
I think my dad was playing one more joke on everybody, hiding that degree. He loved to laugh and he loved to be a prankster, and that's all right, President Seidel. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, tribal members that are present here, President Seidel, the Board of Trustees, you graduates, you beautiful graduates, the parents of the graduates amongst us, the alumni, our distinguished guests that are here as well, and the staff and faculty of the University of Wyoming, I want to officially and formally welcome you to Arapaho country, to Arapaho land, our land that you're on here today. So give yourselves a round of applause for standing tall on this land and being amongst us here. And of course, we want to congratulate you for your endeavors, for your steadfast commitment to higher learning, to higher education. And whether you know it or not, whether you felt it or not, our family, all along your way, because our sister goes here, our niece goes here, we were praying for all of the students for their achievements. So maybe there's that time you're at Perkins or Denny's or something getting tired, but you stayed awake a little bit more. That might have been those prayers, you know. We love you that way. We're not selfish. We don't just pray for ourselves. We were doing that for you guys as well. And I want to say this is whether you know it or not, you're going to a nationally recognized research institution. And when this college began, when it was founded in the year 1886, take your mental flight back to that time. In that time, the Arapaho people were a persecuted people. They were on the verge of being wiped from the face of the earth. Their ceremonies, their languages, their customs, their values, their land was all being wiped out. Here today, you're making history. By your mere physical presence here and what you're witnessing, you're making history, because today it's come full circle. The University of Wyoming, this land-grant college that the land was granted to, is reciprocating after all these years and giving this honorary doctorate to an Arapaho ceremonial person. This is the first medicine man, the first holy man, the first Indian doctor in the whole Great Plains that's ever received an honorary doctorate. So give yourselves a round of applause for your university and for all of us. On this stage is my dad's wife, his sons, his daughters, his grandchildren, and even in the crowd, we have a PhD graduate from here too that's his niece. He also has a niece that's getting her master's degree from the University of North Dakota and received an entrance into the PhD program. So he very much believed in this way of life. And so if you think about empirical foundations of educational research, if you think about your fields of study, and if you think about what President Seidel had mentioned, his accomplishments, you're interacting with our dad as well. He was an engineer when he was in Vietnam. He was an engineer when he was working for the Conservation Corps. So if you're an engineer, he has a little bit of that too. If you're a biologist or natural resource, he knew all of these mountains. He fished and hunted. He knew all of the waterways here. He knew all of the animals. In your academic ways, they'll call it flora and fauna. He was a master of all of that. So he knew that too. If you're into business, he was a businessman. He was an entrepreneur. He didn't live off of other people or the federal government. He made his own way through his master craftsmanship and his silversmithing. If you're a geologist, he knew all of these stones. He knew how to work all with rocks and what they were and all the formations. If you're into medicine, he was an Indian doctor. He was a ceremonial leader. He practiced those ways. If you were a psychologist or in that field, he bettered himself from his PTSD, and he understood it. He wasn't scared of didactic therapy. He wasn't scared of getting better mentally, and he cured himself through that help, so he knew that as well. And then if you're in a linguistic, he applied linguistics on an everyday basis. So Crawford White Eagle is a piece of you as well, and we're sharing that today. And our family is so proud. We're so happy to be associated with this university and to be associated with this award. And we're very, very honored. And we're going to have a praise song for you today. And we're going to also kind of ask you when we do this to stand with us. And I'm really happy that my sisters and brothers are here, and I'm happy for this new president. And I wish you luck. We kind of have a saying out there with every man that becomes a great university president, there's a surprised mother-in-law behind him, you know. I hope you surprise everybody, you know, not just the family that way. We want you to stay here, and I want to see how this becomes. And my dad dreamed of immersion school for the Arapahoes. The university can help with that. They can create a lab over there in Ethity and Wind River. They cannot just teach Arapaho here, but take it where it really counts, where the people need to learn it. He's an expert on economics. We're way behind the world economy. We don't have high-speed internet. We don't have e-commerce. We don't have those things. You need to bring us forward into this modern world too, so we could survive and provide for ourselves. We need to have an American Indian Center here on campus, a Native student American Indian Heritage Center here that's bigger than the house that they're in now. So we need to work on that as well. And I want to see one day that there's an Arapaho on the Board of Trustees. It's time now. It's time now for full inclusion. They need to be here, sitting up here as well. So I left off political science, but he was a political scientist as well. There are laws, federal statutes that are written into the books of law for history that he worked on with your great Senator Enzi, that he worked on with former legislator Ratcliffe here. And the Esther Martinez Native American Language Preservation Act, the Native American Code Talker Recognition Act, the Native American Immersion Student Achievement Act in the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. Those were his pride and joy in what he worked on. So I want you guys to know that. We want you to know as well, if he could talk to you, if he would be here right now, he would tell you to love each other, respect each other, and when you leave here, never forget where you came from, your humble ways. And I was thinking as I was driving here from North Dakota, if my dad was a Republican, he wasn't, but if he was, And if he was in that House of Representatives caucus room 2 days ago or 3 days ago, he would give your representative, Cheney, a big warm hug. He would hug her, and he would tell her, it's all right, we love you, be who you are, be authentic, and stand for the truth always. And he would tell her there's better days ahead for you. There's something better for you. Even as awesome as today is, there's better days ahead for you, loved ones. Graduates, it's coming, and it's going to be here like that. So I love you. We all love you, and we're going to sing for you here. So rise with us, stand up with us, and join in unity. Okay, stay standing. We're going to recognize also our brother James Trosper, and he was instrumental in finding a way to make sure that our dad was properly acknowledged by this wonderful university. So in our customs, we're going to drape this star quilt over him and ask for protection for him as he works here in his everyday life. And if Vernalyn or Jackie, you could hold that knife up, if the camera could come in on that too. This is a brain tan, buckskin, handmade beaded knife sheath with the American flag. This flag we cherish, and my dad cherished it, and he fought for it too. We're going to give this knife to you, a knife sheath, James, so you can always have him in your memory as well as a star quilt. Let's give James Trosper a big round of applause. He is an ambassador of hope here for our Native students, and we cherish very much his life. No, just straight upside down. There you go. Okay, now we're going to share some of our culture with you, our language, our songs, and you're going to get a good feeling for this graduation.
Oh, hey, nay, hey, no way, yo. Oh, hey, nay, hey, no way, yo. Oh, hey, nay, hey, no way. Oh, hey, nay, hey, no way, yo. Oh, hey, nay, hey, no way, yo. Oh, hey, nay, hey, no way. Oh, hey, nay, oh, way, yo. Oh, hey, nay, oh, way, oh, way, no, hey, nay, oh, Batani, ho, no, nay, batani, ta, hey, be, oh, no, oh, batani, ho, no, nay, batani, ta, hey, be, oh, no, hey, nay, oh, oh, hey, nay, hey, no way, oh, oh, hey, nay, hey, no way, 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 oh, hey, nay, oh, way, oh, hey, nay, oh, way, oh, no, hey, nay, oh, Batani ho no ne, batani ta he be ho no ho. Batani ho no ne, batani ta he be yo no he yo. Relatives, I ask you to hold. Everybody hold your hands out like this. Get that good blessing from my dad. Aho. Thank you.
That was truly wonderful, special honor for us. And I just want to say to you that we are your partners and we'll be working together. So Ryan, Jacqueline, Larry, James, and all of you, what an honor for us to share this moment with you today, and thank you for being here. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Anya Blakemore from Gillette, who is our student commencement speaker. Anya is graduating today with a degree in elementary education, with a minor in international studies, and a concentration in international education. During her time at the University of Wyoming, she has helped mentor incoming freshmen, worked at the Book and Bean coffee shop in the UW Library. She's also been an active member of several student organizations, including the UW Navigators and Wyoming Advocacy for Refugee Resettlement. Following graduation, Anya will be working as a first-grade dual immersion teacher at a Mandarin dual language immersion school in Utah. Will your address be in 2 languages as well? Please join me in welcoming to the podium our undergraduate commencement speaker, Anya Blakemore. Congrats.
Welcome, family, friends, and the University of Wyoming class of 2021. My name is Anya Blakemore, and I had the privilege of growing up in a very diverse family right here in Wyoming. My mom immigrated here from Switzerland. My sisters are both Chinese. I have 3 brothers that look nothing like me, and my dad's a Wyomingite through and through. But because of this, I was the kid with the weird lunches. I brought things like Bier muesli and knupfli instead of normal things like Lunchables and PB&Js. I once went home and asked my mom if she could buy real bread instead of appreciating the homemade rolls she would make from scratch. There's a childlike naivety of wanting to fit in, running from things that make us different, and simply just not understanding. Over the last year, all of us have experienced so many things that we don't understand. We made it through a pandemic, watching as the borders closed and livelihoods were uncertain. We made it through an election, one that continued to horribly divide the nation, making neighbors turn on one another. We saw streets filled with protests of inequality, voices that had been silenced for so long, and we learned that quiet does not mean peace. And we saw the entire world being flipped on its head, a world that seemingly came to a stop, but we never did. We pushed on, and here we are on the other side, walking across this stage today to receive the long-awaited diploma. In the last year and a half, our world has suffered these losses and more. The loss of face-to-face contact, the loss of our final year in college, the loss of social commitments we really didn't want to go to in the first place. And for some of us, the loss of people we loved. But through the sea of loss, we've had so many gains. We've experienced a new wave of innovation during the pandemic, through medicine, technology, and adaptations being made to things we thought couldn't possibly get better. We've gained the ability to be flexible, all while facing so much uncertainty. But above all, we've gained perspective. Perspective has not only taught us to not take anything for granted, but to appreciate how the people around us perceive things, to take stock of how we ourselves perceive and process the things we don't understand. During our college experience here at the University of Wyoming, we have developed both as people and as students. College helps us develop into well-rounded individuals, intellectually, socially, physically, morally, and spiritually. These facets change and mold us, and now your perspective is unlike anyone else's. By having this thought process, we gain perspective for what we ourselves believe, but how others came to their own opinions. The pandemic allowed us to reflect on who we are and how we encourage others, even if we don't understand. We changed and we grew. And I don't know about you, but I already thought I had changed a lot during my college career. I grew and became more set in how I perceived the world. I met wonderful, life-changing people. I discovered a passion unlike any other. I finally embraced being the weird lunch girl, and I found joy in who I was becoming. The pandemic changed so much, but it did not change who I wanted to become. In fact, it encouraged growth and self-reflection. By having this altered perspective, I now know that our world can change too. Nobody can tell you anymore that this is how it's always been done. Nobody can tell you anymore that you should be waiting your turn. The last year and a half showed us that. But one thing has not changed. We are entering into a world so different than the one we entered college in. Whether you look at the daunting job market ahead of us, or you have no idea what field you'll end up in. And maybe you're entering your very own classroom full of masked children. It all has changed. And it's up to us to decide how we perceive that change. So whether you are getting your bachelor's in education, receiving your master's, or finally getting your doctorate, we have all made a commitment to the field and advancement of education. Our passion for education is what drives us. And as the lifelong learners and educators to the future, we have the role of educating students academically, socially, and emotionally. Every interaction we have inside the classroom and out is an opportunity to teach by example with grace and patience. We teach these virtues to help them grow as people and as students, just as our experiences here at the University of Wyoming has done for us. We embrace what makes them different, and we encourage the development and understanding of different perspectives and hoping that they don't have to experience another pandemic to help them realize it. As each one of you stand here today, just sit, on your way to accomplish and educate, I am reminded of these lines from Amanda Gorman, who spoke at the inauguration earlier this year. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried. I am so proud and honored to be a part of the University of Wyoming community and to stand alongside my fellow graduates today. I know the power and courage each one of you possess to change and educate this world into something great. And coming from the kid with the weird lunches, I'm sorry, Mom, for calling Wonder Bread real bread. But most of all, I can embrace the blessing of my diverse family, and I am so grateful to the University of Wyoming community that helps instill the beauty of change and perspective. The world doesn't just need more cowboys. It needs cowboys that embrace different perspectives, cowboys that embrace change. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Anya. That was wonderful. Thanks for sharing your reflections of your time here at the university. And congrats again on being selected as our undergraduate student speaker. Now, it is my pleasure to invite our graduate student speaker to the podium. Madison Crepeau from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, is graduating today with a Master of Arts in Communication. During her time at the University of Wyoming, Madison has been an active member of the student organizations, of numerous student organizations, including Delta 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 and Lambda Pi Eta. She also worked as a graduate teaching assistant, teaching public speaking in the Department of Communications and Journalism. Her master's professional project focused on leadership communication. Following graduation, Madison would like to spend more time traveling with family and friends while continuing to pursue a degree or pursue a career in higher education. Exactly what I want to do as well. Come on up, thanks.
Good morning to the class of 2021, family, loved ones, faculty, staff, and administrators. What a great opportunity it is for us to be here together. Extraordinary is defined as someone or something that is unusual, exceptional, or remarkable. My name is Madison Crepeau. I'm a graduate student who has spent the last 2 years teaching public speaking. During this time, I have taught my students how to give speeches, and so now, to any of my students who are out here in the audience, look who's in the hot seat now. Oh, how the tables have turned. I got my bachelor's degree here at the University of Wyoming and continued here with my master's degree. And I recognize that we have a diverse group of degree recipients here today, including undergraduate students from the College of Education and graduate students earning master's and doctoral degrees. Each of these are such lofty and notable accomplishments, and my hope is for my message to resonate with each and every one of you. About 6 years ago, I was a worried high schooler who was stressed beyond belief about the idea of college. Like many of you, I was scared to leave my home, my family, my friends, and worried I wouldn't find my place anywhere else. Getting frustrated by the process, my incredibly smart mom suggested the University of Wyoming. How is it that moms are always right? My 17-year-old self would not believe you if you had told me where I would be standing today. We all know how extraordinary the University of Wyoming is, but I have to say, as graduates of such an extraordinary institution, I think we are what makes it extraordinary. We possess each of those 3 special qualities that I mentioned earlier. We are unusual, exceptional, remarkable. We are extraordinary. We are unusual because you cannot tell me that anyone else has had the same college experience as us. At no other university will you find students that are adventurous who embrace the West in quite the same way that we do. I don't believe for a second that many other students would be willing to walk to class in the wind chill or the blizzards that we do. Nor would many other students throw pine cones in a dinosaur's mouth to ace their finals. And you cannot tell me that any other group of students gets as hyped as we all do to sing our beloved beer song. Now to some, these rituals may seem unusual, but to us, it is our way of life. Continuing to welcome these next steps with this adventurous spirit is what makes us unusually extraordinary. Now, what makes us exceptional? I believe that it is us and our individual backgrounds. UW students are exceptional. We all come from different states and countries which offer diverse cultural perspectives and experiences. Learning from the diverse perspectives of my friends, students, and professors has helped me to recognize the importance in these experiences. Graduates, we need to take what we have gained from the unique perspective of our fellow folks with us beyond the University of Wyoming. Offering our experiences and our willingness to learn from others is what makes us exceptionally extraordinary. Now, the last part of the definition of extraordinary is remarkable. And while there's been so much about our experience here that we all look so fondly upon, I want to acknowledge how quickly these experiences were altered and abruptly taken away from us this past year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. To say that this past year was difficult for us would be an understatement. Our world stopped. For all of us, we all have a story for how this pandemic affected us personally and in our academic careers. Regardless of if you were affected as an undergraduate student or a graduate student, something about that unique experience was taken away from us. For some of us, we have experienced hardships, isolation, devastation, and maybe even loss. But class of 2021, I think that is what makes us remarkable. As graduates, we are in one of the most unique positions that I don't think any other graduating class has ever been in before. We have seen, lived in, and thrived in a world pre-COVID, yet we face the unimaginable challenge of persevering through our degrees when our world felt like it was crumbling before our eyes. While some may have chosen to quit, we were tenacious in working towards our goals, even when school did not look normal. We demonstrated the utmost resilience, grit, and perseverance during unprecedented times. We recognized that much like our experience at UW, our world had shifted and was never going to look the same. But we still persisted on and leaned on our family, our friends, and our campus community. And that, class of 2021, that is remarkable. Because of this resilience that we have acquired, we are beyond well-equipped to go out into the world, to innovate it and rebuild it to be better than it was before. We demonstrated strength through the darkest of times and are still standing as the light begins to shine once again. To me, this is remarkably extraordinary. If you would have told 17-year-old Madison that her mom was right, and she would not only love Wyoming for undergrad, but graduate school too, she would have not believed you. But thank goodness my mom was right. The university has been extraordinary to all of us for so many different reasons. But remember, it is us that makes this place extraordinary. We are unusual, exceptional, and most importantly, remarkable. We are extraordinary. As the world begins to feel a bit brighter, embrace the extraordinary and show the world why it needs more cowboys. In fact, show the world why it needs more extraordinary cowboys. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thanks, Madison. I couldn't agree more. You are what makes this place extraordinary, and you are why we are here. And it's why we're so excited today to be able to be here in person for this ceremony. Well, we're getting to the point where it's about time to actually hand the degrees out. So I would like to invite the chair of the Faculty Senate, Professor Rudiger Michalak, for graduate and to the podium to present the candidates for graduate and undergraduate degrees. We'll do all graduate degrees first, and then the College of Education undergraduates.
Good morning. Graduates, as a representative of the Faculty Senate, I would like to congratulate all of you on your achievements today. President Seidel, the students listed in the commencement program and gathered here for this ceremony are eligible for receiving bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degrees upon satisfactory completion of the degree requirements. On behalf of the faculty of the University of Wyoming, I'm proud to present these candidates to you for the conferring of the degrees in their respective fields of study. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rudy, for presenting the class of 2021 on behalf of the university faculty. With that, I'd like to request that our graduates present themselves on stage for recognition by college or school. Now, out of an abundance of caution, we will not shake hands, but we've been doing either fist bumps or elbow bumps, so your choice, and it does lead to amusing confusion. Which are we going to do? So anyway, we'll find a way. This is another way in which you are exceptionally extraordinary. No class has ever done this before. So I just want to make sure you understand, because we're not shaking hands, it doesn't mean we value what you've done any less. In fact, even more. So we begin with the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, and Dean Barbara Rasko will present the degree candidates.
Thank you, President Seidel. President Seidel and trustees, as the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, it is my privilege to ask the degree candidates from the college to make their way to the stage for recognition.
Tyler McLaughlin. Carrie Schinkel II. Justin Bolak. Tyven Baldwin. Mary Humbarian. Eleanor Trader. Abigail Gettinger.
I got so excited handing out degrees, I didn't wait. Our next class of graduates are from the College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Danny Dale will present the degree candidates.
President Seidel and trustees, as the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, it is my privilege to ask the degree candidates from the college to make their way to the stage for recognition. Go Pokes!
Zachary Tolman. Benjamin Facundo. Annalise Gomarayas Diaz. Jessica Cavanis. Alexandria Sloan Harper. Madison Ryan. Nilufar Shamlu. Alyssa Young. Cameron Croft. Jordan Turner. Min Nguyen. Madison Crapau. Bailey Patterson. Andrew Wee. Madison Clark. Caitlin Lee. Kyle Covington. Valerie Keel. Joshua Walker. Alberto Munoz. Patricio Arregada. Mamata Achel. Daniel Buller. Julian Camilo Puerto Medina. Haley Freed. Jacqueline Parker. Kyle Mattinson. Murphy Fennell. Rhonda Franzen. Sierra Hernandez. Rachel McKivian. Caitlin Stavdal. Jennifer Zenor. Montori Bridges. Chad Bade. Janet Hoke. Cameron Weishoff. Infante, okay. Bianca Estefania Infante de la Cruz. Glenn Hulan. Violet Bray. Tamara Avarengo Ketana. Melissa Butler. Bijay DC.
Our next class of graduates are from the College of Business. Dean Rob Godby will present the candidates.
President Seidel and trustees, as the new interim dean of the College of Business, it's my privilege to ask the candidates of our college to make their way up to the stage for recognition. Congratulations.
Owen Schweckler. Nolan Summer. Ryan Jackman. Dakota Price. Joshua Wilbert. Patrick Shum. Shyla Sims. Jill Mosh. Andy Flores Cano. Vanessa Simoneau. Amanda Sherlin. Jeffrey Burrows. Robert Little. Aspen Knockstedt. David Thomas. Michael Stiller. Sven Olaf Lundell. Morgan Gurney. Jennifer Lynn Moore.
Thank you. Our next class of graduates is from the College of Education. Dean Leslie Rush will present the degree candidates.
President Seidel and trustees, as the interim dean of the College of Education, it is my privilege to ask the degree candidates from the College of Education to make their way to the stage for recognition.
Travis Moore. Rachel Dugan. Amanda Nikoloff. Theodore Easton. Well done. Blake Kroger. Andrew Aldrich. Matthew Grovenstein. Cody Roper. Jacqueline Ralph. Kayla Knowlton. Aisha Smith. Kristen Schumacher. Melissa Harmon. Dr. Melissa Martinez. Era McKelvey. Jason Browning. Catherine Bigelow. Crystal Graff. Sean Mandros. Sarah Wade. Allison Telganoff. Gabrielle Wollert. Amanda Cyphers. Robert Ship. Samantha Harder. Kayla Riley. Rahesh Mora.
Our next class is from the College of Engineering. Dean Cameron Wright will present the candidates.
Thank you, sir. President Seidel and trustees, it's my privilege to ask the degree candidates from the college to please make their way forward to the stage for recognition. Congratulations.
Faisal Bayan. Michael Dowland. Christopher Walker. Viren Patel. Joshua Medina. Brian Garcia. Michael Agajarian. Brian Medina Rodriguez. Zachary Tovar. Sumathi Lakshmira Gnatha. Dalton Hess. Rishav Dev Pudel. Samir Buataki.
Next, the College of Health Sciences. Associate Dean Tristan Wallhead will present the degree candidates.
President Seidel and the trustees. As an Associate Dean in the College of Health Sciences, it is my great privilege to ask the degree candidates from the College of Health Sciences to make their way to the stage for recognition. Go Pokes!
Dr. Ryan Rusi. Dr. Lauren Hamilton. Dr. Samantha Reed. Dr. Laura Richens. Dr. Kristen Kapelis. Dr. Roland Maldonado. Dr. Terry Orada. Dr. Kristen Wilkes. Dr. Hannah Lutz. Dr. Megan Rooney Alexander. Dr. Kristen Graymans. Dr. Casey Breastkern. Dr. Grayson Simmons. Dr. Guy McVeigh. Dr. Madison Bader. Dr. Emma Evans. Dr. Megan Cosciano. Dr. Alana Gallipo. Dr. Cody Cardenas. Dr. Rachel Meyer. Adam Arredondo. Jordan Ring. Summer Hansen. Ann Bunton. Kelsey Howe. Nicole Garcia. Madison Pass. Kyler Yurkovich. Nicole Gard. Catherine Keller. Aaron Buchanan. Brock Utes. Michaela Meeks. Madison Hahn. Calby Osman. Jezebel Rubis. Kelly Williams. Ruby Howes. Alyssa Björkquist. Ada Mushati. Carrie Mowry. Jennifer Morris. Dr. Megan O'Brien. Jamie Greif. Taryn C. Jim. Jennifer Spicer Evans. Raksha Tapa. Dr. Ashton Mattinson. Dr. Jerry Withers. Dr. Rachel Sato. Dr. Daryl Butler. Dr. Valentine Van Doren. Dr. Jacinda Taylor. Dr. Hong Pham. Dr. Noon Nunyan. Dr. Nathan Herron. Dr. Taylor Wild. Dr. Emily Kirsting. Dr. Tristan Cloward. Dr. Kevin Page. Dr. Joseph Shazitz. Laura Blaney. Shane Sims. Dr. Kevin Bias. Dr. Tanner Castle. Dr. Joey Rosacker. Dr. Haley Lafeve. Dr. Abigail Shreve. Dr. Megan Meyer. Dr. Busan Tapalia. Dr. Corey Steffen. Dr. Silas Nionzima. Dr. Adisa Serbecha. Dr. Basarat Wildahariat. Travis Chapman. Patricia Walker. Megan Ann Hansen. Brenna McGinnis. Erin Kaler. Ling Lee. Musharraf Yusufova. Rachel Sesnick.
Well, that was wonderful. Next, the College of Education undergraduate candidates are our final class of graduates. Leslie Rush will be giving the presentation.
I'm excited to be able to do this twice. President Seidel and trustees, as the interim dean of the College of Education, it is my privilege to ask the undergraduate degree candidates from the College of Education to make their way to the stage for recognition.
Heather Trowbridge. Tonya Jimenez. Erica Rivas. Corey Rogers. Forrest Christensen. Ryan Roybal. Jamari Moore. Sierra Stellern. Sydney Weber. Joel Struby. Kendra Ketterling. Troy Moore. Sarah Wessenberg. Anya Blakemore. Isabella Cochran. Kayla Doyle. Benjamin Gallagher. Brooklyn Sweet. Caitlin Dudrick. Dulce Alvarez. Brianna Rundell. Emily Buchanan. Haley DeShaney. Michaela Olson. Colleen Cullinane. Stephanie Connolly. Tiffany Connolly. Jordan Banks. Anthony Marchesano. Veronica Coy. Gabrielle Wilson. Ashley Rutledge. Skylar Grant. Christopher Mortensen. Shannon Reagan. Hunter Galuzzo. Cassidy Lawson. Jennifer Hayden. Max Hayden. Madison McInerney. Anna Beauvais. Tiffany Holm. Erin Albury. Taylor Bass. Jet Larson. Carissa Post. Kelsey Bazin. Delaney Springer. Alyssa Kramer. Elizabeth Mertz. Torin Perret. Elizabeth Lofink. Nicholas Steele. Brianna Hunter. Grace Borum. Madison McGuire. Caitlin Setright. Madeline Lundblad. Emmeline Brown. Holly Bahert. Kaylin Reeves. Emily Paget. Tyler Miller. Madison Gallegos. Allison Rowley. Mackenzie Dryden. Bailey Miller. Caitlin Nicholas. Jordan Quigg. Joseph Schaff. Michael Carabello. Alexa Pace. Jeannie Jex. Riley Connolly. Madison Kubacher. Celine Lambrecht. Bailey Miller. Jordan Larson. Mariah Sharosh. Sarah Sharsh.
Oh, that was wonderful. Congratulations, everybody. So now, I am pleased to invite the Board of Trustees Chairman, Jeffrey Marsh, to the podium to offer some comments and, very importantly, to authorize the conferral of degrees.
Thank you, President Seidel. Yesterday morning, one of the graduates had a full-face gas mask, so I felt I was okay to kind of do like the whole high-five thing. So the awkward moments we get by, but what a day. I mean, first graduating class that we've been able to welcome to a semblance of a traditional ceremony since COVID. I have to tell you, I've been to many commencement ceremonies in my life, but this one does touch me. I've heard a lot of people say there are better days ahead. Well, today is a better day. We're here to celebrate you and what you've achieved, and it's my honor to be here with you. Gary Trudeau said once, commencement speeches were invented largely in the belief that outgoing college students should never be released into the world until they've been properly sedated. Don't worry, that's not my goal. But I thought if I said that early on, and then we could reach the end of my comments and you're still with me, then I declare this a success. Back in 2009, UW President Tom Buchanan told a story about a philosophy student who wrote an essay on Socrates. The student wrote, Socrates was a famous teacher who went about trying to give people advice. They poisoned him. With that in mind, I promise to keep my advice giving to a minimum and my comments short. In your program, you'll see that President Seidel has written a letter to each of you and all our guests here today. And in that letter, he shared the 10 ethics that the state of Wyoming has adopted as our official state code. And they are, live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough, but fair. And when you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less, say more. And remember that some things are not for sale. And lastly, know where to draw the line. So when you leave here today and take this next step forward in your journey, if you can even carry a few of those with you, I promise it'll serve you well. In addition, with leaving you those bits of Wyoming wisdom, I'm going to add a few of my favorites. Some of you've likely heard, but I think they're also worth sharing today. Keep your words and your thoughts positive because they become your actions. Your actions define your future, so fight hard to be optimistic in all that you do. See, it's easy to choose cynicism and to infuse others with pessimism. It's far better to lift others up. And I encourage you to be a builder, be a lifter, be an optimist. And don't be afraid to fail. Failure leads to success, and often the greatest successes come only after a series of the most notable and glorious failures. And all you have to do is to turn your attention to history to find numerous examples across hundreds of years. Those who try succeed. But first, they often fail. But act with courage. And remember that excellence is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. And if you're ever in this position that I'm in today, where you get to speak to a captive audience of brilliant young minds who can't get away from you, just try to remember, you're probably not as funny or as interesting to listen to as you think you are. But on a more serious note, on behalf of the University of Wyoming Board of Trustees, congratulations in all that you've achieved. Today's about you, and we're honored that you chose the University of Wyoming for your education. We know that you will represent the brown and gold with honor as you live your lives and change our world. We're eager to see all that you'll accomplish and hope that you'll come back, renew your friendships, and share your life stories with your UW family. So in closing, and the most important thing I will say today, under the laws of the state of Wyoming, and as a member and authorized representative of the University of Wyoming Board of Trustees, I hereby delegate to President Ed Seidel the authority to confer the applicable degrees of this commencement ceremony. Again, congratulations and go Pokes!
Thank you, Chair Marsh. We're almost there, but not quite. I've got 2 pages to go in my program. So graduates, we've come to that essential moment. Whether you're joining us virtually or if you're here in this room, please stand. By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the University of Wyoming Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of your chosen field of study, upon satisfactory completion of degree requirements, the asterisk, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. If you haven't already done so, I see a few you might have, I invite you to move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left-hand side, signifying you are now officially graduates of the University of Wyoming. So, family, friends, faculty, guests, please stand and join me in congratulating these graduates. Thanks for being with us today. The University of Wyoming 2021 commencement ceremony is adjourned. Please remain at your seats for just a moment while the staff dismiss you, and we encourage our graduates to find your family and loved ones outside the arena. Congratulations, everybody. To our virtual graduates, we are so excited to celebrate you, no matter where you may be. I hope you're connected to loved ones today, whether they are with you right now or also celebrating virtually. I'm now excited to present the names of our virtual graduates.
Ashley Babcock, Master of Science, Natural Science. Riley Berger, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Biological Science. Carly Borchers, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Riley Connolly, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Bailey Kura, Doctor of Pharmacy. George Dylan Dickerson, Master of Science. Electrical Engineering. Megan Dukes, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Jenny Ebersberger, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Aaron Enriquez, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Paul Fleming, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Emily Hamilton, Master of Science, Counseling. Yenbin Gong, Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering. Melissa Greenwood, Master of Business Administration. Leanne Hatcher, Master of Social Work. Caitlin Luchny, Master of Science, Food Science and Human Nutrition. Matt Jefferson, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Marguerite Johnson, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Hannah Jording, Master of Science, Education. Michaela Kechter, Master of Science, Accounting. Melanie LaCava, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Mariana Marvel, Master of Arts, English. Morgan Mead, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Carla DeMeo, Master of Business Administration. Chad Norberg, Master of Business Administration. Kelly Nunley, Master of Arts, Education. Anastasia Pitt, Master of Science, Counseling. Catherine Richardson, Master of Science, Psychology. Matthew Skierman, Doctor of Pharmacy. Bradley Robinson, Doctor of Pharmacy. Sarah Sanchez, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Andrea Shipley, Master of Public Administration. Courtland Strom, Master of Business Administration. Matthew Swoboda, Master of Arts, History. Kara Tarulo, Doctor of Philosophy, Curriculum and Instruction. Kirk T. Min, Doctor of Philosophy, Counselor Education and Supervision. Crystal Vandersnick, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. John Vasco, Master of Science, Psychology. Syrian Villavicencio, Doctor of Education. Leona Wannenberg, Doctor of Education. Olivia Patnode, Master of Public Administration. Mariah Crow, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Elizabeth Accurso, Master of Arts, Education. Megan Adamowicz, Doctor of Pharmacy. Levi Adams, Master of Business Administration. Christopher Aiden, Master of Arts, American Studies. Irfan Ahmed, Doctor of Philosophy, Civil Engineering. New Ayman Sarah, Master of Arts, Communication. Ali Alhazen, Doctor of Philosophy, Plant Sciences. Megan Allen, Master of Science, Natural Science. Darren Allred, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Jesse Alston, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Mutasem Al-Zubaydi, Doctor of Philosophy, Civil Engineering. Victoria Anderson, Master of Science, Agricultural and Applied Econ. Marjorie Anderson, Doctor of Education. Danilo Aruda, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Madison Ashworth, Master of Science, Economics. Muhammad Astana, Master of Science, Atmospheric Science. Tanya Atkins, Master of Arts, Education. McKenna Allman, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Sarah Bailey, Master of Arts, Education. Logan Barker, Master of Arts, Education. Colin Barker, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Shanda Barlow, Master of Social Work. Gabriel Barai, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Michael Bauer, Master of Science, Natural Science. Jenny Birchenbreider, Master of Science, Counseling. Henry Bergman, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Daniel Beverly, Doctor of Philosophy, Hydrologic Science. Faisal Hassan Bouillon, Doctor of Philosophy, Mechanical Engineering. Alyssa Bjorkquist, Master of Social Work. Cullen Blair, Master of Science, Statistics. Rain Blanchard, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Tyler Bletchmid, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Bethany Bircher, Master of Arts, Education. Praveen Kumar Balineni, Master of Science, Petroleum Engineering. Jia Bout, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Holly Bowles, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Monterey Bridges, Master of Public Administration. Stephen Brinkman, Doctor of Philosophy, Mechanical Engineering. John Bruno, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Kevin Buckley, Master of Business Administration. Sarah Burns, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Melissa Butler, Master of Science, Mathematics. Russell Callahan, Doctor of Philosophy, Geology. Anne-Marie Card, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Trevor Carter, Master of Science, Botany. Kelly Sabalos, Master of Business Administration. Alicia Chamberlain, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Biological Science. Yuhang Chang, Master of Music. Xiangfeng Chen, Master of Science, Civil Engineering. Cheng Cheng, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemical Engineering. Byung Hak Cho, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Forrest Christensen, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Math. Tori Christofferson, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Raquel Clark, Master of Science, Counseling. Spencer Clark, Master of Music Education. Amanda Colgate, Master of Arts, Education. Stephanie Connolly, Bachelor of Science, Agricultural Education. Ross Koch, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Daniel Koch, Master of Business Administration. Grant Copeland, Master of Science, Geology. Samantha Coppola, Doctor of Pharmacy. Colleen Cullinane, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Gordon Custer, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Jennifer Diapagnier, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Tariq Dalgamoni, Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematics. Rebecca Darling, Doctor of Pharmacy. Anik Das, Doctor of Philosophy, Civil Engineering. Dagny David's daughter, Master of Science, Finance. Pradeep Dev, Master of Science, Electrical Engineering. Ella DeWolf, Master of Science, Botany. Mary Dilworth, Master of Social Work. Casey Dollarshell, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Christopher Dorn, Doctor of Philosophy, Geology. Chelsea Dubal, Doctor of Philosophy, Soil Science. Rabindra Gulal, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Matthew Dunlop, Doctor of Philosophy, Geology. Ashley Dupuis, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Charity Durham, Master of Business Administration. Hannah Zizanowski, Master of Arts, English. Mohammed Echka, Master of Arts, International Studies. Alexis Edison, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Brooke Eller, Master of Arts, Education. Brody Epler, Master of Arts, Education. Rhett Epler, Doctor of Philosophy, Management and Marketing. Apalaya Aragu, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Jewel Escobar, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Jennifer Evans, Master of Science, Nursing. Caitlin Falco, Master of Science, Psychology. Amy Fandau, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Tanner Faulkner, Master of Business Administration. John Fennell, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Nicholas Fenton, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Angel Fernandez, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Kyle Fitch, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Jessica Flores, Master of Arts, Education. Thomas Fogel, Master of Arts, Environment and Natural Resources. Brent Forbes, Master of Business Administration. Caitlin Freeland, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Jelena Freitas, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Christine Fry, Doctor of Philosophy, Curriculum and Instruction. Alexander Garcia Putnam, Doctor of Philosophy, Anthropology. Haley Garver, Master of Arts, Education. Garrett Gay, Master of Science, Geology. Tara Geiger, Master of Science, Plant Sciences. Aaron Jelling, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Taylor Gemmel, Master of Business Administration. Timothy Jurgeny, Doctor of Philosophy, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Stephen Zhou, Master of Science, Agronomy. Rohini Ghosh, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Matthew Giles, Master of Arts, International Studies. Jimena Galcher Benavides, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Weibo Gong, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemical Engineering. Natalie Gordon, Master of Arts, International Studies. Andrew Gorman, Master of Science, Accounting. Kyle Guno, Master of Science, Accounting. Carly Green, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Elena Groenwald, Master of Public Administration. Lindsay Grubb, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Nate Hanley, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Stevie Harbour, Master of Science, Counseling. Christina Harkins, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Jamie Harms, Master of Social Work. Daniel Harris, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemistry. Sean Harrison, Master of Science, Electrical Engineering. Kelly Harrower, Master of Arts, Education. Jason Hartman, Master of Business Administration. Thomas Hartnett, Master of Music. X.I.N. He, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemical Engineering. Terence Hellender, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Reagan Hendricks, Master of Science, Accounting. Jacob Hennig, Doctor of Philosophy, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Jennifer Hessenthaler, Master of Arts, Education. Chelsea Hibben, Master of Arts, Education. Alexia Hignett, Master of Arts, Education. Joshua Hill, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemistry. Jeremy Hill, Doctor of Education. Renelle Hindman, Bachelor of Science, Agricultural Education. Abigail Hinkle, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Marlon Holmes, Doctor of Philosophy, Mechanical Engineering. Sherry Hope Gerardo, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Jan Nat Hoff, Master of Public Administration. Sanjay Hoser, Doctor of Philosophy, Electrical Engineering. Yaja Hu, Master of Science, Atmospheric Science. Denise Hull, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Gwendolyn Hummel, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Brianna Hunter, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. MD Shafiqul Islam, Master of Science, Civil Engineering. Tracy Jacobs, Master of Science, Natural Science. Rhiannon Jakopak, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Jordan Jansky, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Biological Science. Grace Jock, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Taryn Jim, Master of Social Work. Li Bao Jean, Master of Science, Mathematics. Tyler Johnson, Master of Science, Finance. Andrew Johnson, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Kimberly Johnson, Master of Science, Natural Science. Tyler Johnson, Master of Science, Statistics. Taylor Jones, Master of Arts, Education. Jeffrey Jones, Doctor of Education. Hunter Jones, Master of Public Administration. Guy Jordan, Master of Business Administration. Emily Jorgensen, Doctor of Philosophy, Neurosciences. Michelle Jurgen, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Sauda Kamali, Doctor of Philosophy, Mechanical Engineering. Kristen Capils, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Harneil Kaur, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Moritz Keys, Master of Science, Economics. Carson Keeter, Master of Science, Statistics. Kendra Ketterling, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Mackenzie Q, Master of Social Work. MD Naseem Khan, Doctor of Philosophy, Civil Engineering. Arash Kota Bakshi, Doctor of Philosophy, Civil Engineering. Joseph Kincannon, Master of Science, Economics. Bethany King, Master of Science, Economics. Brittany Kirkwood, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. James Naggs, Doctor of Pharmacy. Kayla Knowlton, Master of Science, Counseling. Pranay Reddy Kamra, Doctor of Philosophy, Electrical Engineering. Ryan Kazina, Doctor of Philosophy, Psychology. Victoria Cranebrink, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Kyle Kuhn, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Hannah Coons, Master of Science, Plant Sciences. Mallory Lambert, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Leslie Lance, Master of Arts, Education. Hannah Lane, Master of Social Work. Livingston Lanham, Master of Arts, English. Samantha Lara, Master of Social Work. Matthew Lemitz, Master of Science, Botany. Winona Leon, Master of Fine Arts, Creative Writing. Colton Luer, Master of Science, Natural Science. Chuan Lee, Doctor of Philosophy, Electrical Engineering. Shyla Limon, Master of Business Administration. Sarah Lindley, Master of Science, Economics. Megan Lineweaver, Master of Science, Natural Science. Matthew Link, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Yun Yao Liu, Master of Music. David Livingston, Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematics. Sarah Locker, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Michael Lucas, Master of Science, Finance. Nicole Lamadou, Master of Science in Teaching, Natural Science. Sven Lundell, Master of Business Administration. Liana Lynch, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Jill Mash, Master of Business Administration. Stephen Mack, Master of Arts, English. Sakur Mahmood, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemistry. Wanda Maloney, Doctor of Education. Tracy Meniani, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Anis Manzoor, Doctor of Philosophy, Mechanical Engineering. Crystal Marsh, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Audrey Martin, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Michelle Mason, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Katie McClintock, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Sarah McCorkle, Master of Science, Atmospheric Science. Caitlin McGovern, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Tiernan McIlwain, Master of Social Work. Kristen McKnight, Doctor of Pharmacy. Rebecca McMurray, Master of Social Work. Karen McNicholas, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Angus McReynolds, Master of Science, Natural Science. Corey McSwain, Master of Science, Finance. Michaela Meeks, Master of Science, Speech-Language Pathology. Muhammad Mary, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Rachel Meyer, Doctor of Pharmacy. Jason Mercer, Doctor of Philosophy, Hydrologic Science. Tara Mishra, Master of Social Work. Stacy Middlestat, Master of Arts, Education. Abdel Halim Mohammed, Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering. Jolyn Moyne, Master of Science, Rangeland Ecology and Watershed Management. Gita Monpara, Doctor of Philosophy, Mechanical Engineering. Aaron Moody, Master of Business Administration, Energy Management. Daisy Moore, Master of Arts, Education. Michelle Mortimer, Master of Arts, Environment and Natural Resources. Lidrai Arian Segui Malaine Gimbai, Master of Business Administration. Nathan Murphy, Master of Business Administration. Jessica Namesnick, Master of Science, Speech-Language Pathology. Shashank Nandayala, Doctor of Philosophy, Electrical Engineering. Lucas Napolitano, Master of Science, Physics. Rachel Newcomb, Doctor of Pharmacy. Ming Wen, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Robert Nielsen, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Samantha Nobes, Master of Science, Plant Sciences. Henry O'Mara, Master of Science, Electrical Engineering. Eric Olson, Master of Science, Plant Sciences. Jolene Opitz, Master of Social Work. Maria Owen, Master of Arts, International Studies. Dalit Pundit, Master of Science, Electrical Engineering. Zachary Parker, Master of Business Administration. Ally Patrick, Master of Arts, International Studies. Morgan Patton, Master of Arts, Communication. Shannon Perlinsky, Master of Arts, Education. Bailey Peterson, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Zachariah Piper, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Jessica Post, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Clayton Potter, Doctor of Pharmacy. Cody Pridmore, Master of Science, Geology. Teresa Prajuit, Master of Science, Natural Science. Carly Provenza, Doctor of Philosophy, Psychology. Janae Pyfrom Simonet, Master of Business Administration. Ziqiang Qin, Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering. Xingdong Qiu, Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering. Jacqueline Ralph, Master of Science, Counseling. Jackson Ramboug, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Robert Randolph, Master of Science, Computer Science. Richard Raplai, Doctor of Pharmacy. Kanish Rawat, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Christina Redmond, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Jason Regina, Doctor of Philosophy, Civil Engineering. Tanner Remick, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemistry. Johannes Reuter, Master of Business Administration. Avery Reynolds, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Ashley Rhea, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Tyler Roberts, Master of Arts, Education. Jarrett Rockenbach, Master of Science, Counseling. Clay Rogers, Master of Arts, Education. Stephen Rodriguez, Master of Music. Chelsea Rosti, Master of Business Administration. Raymond Rubin, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, English. Jezebel Rubis, Master of Social Work. Jennifer Rushlow, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Joseph Sabo, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Partha Saha, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemistry. Grigory Sarnitsky, Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematics. Brandy Scott, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Jessica Schursdan, Master of Arts, Education. Jeremy Schick, Doctor of Pharmacy. Brandon Schroeder, Doctor of Pharmacy. Rachel Hsu, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Ryan Sedgley, Master of Arts, Environment and Natural Resources. Phevan Sifo, Doctor of Philosophy, Counselor Education and Supervision. Adisu Serbeka, Doctor of Pharmacy. Timothy Severson, Master of Arts, Education. Brooke Shaw, Master of Science, Agricultural and Applied Econ. Lawrence Shaw, Master of Music. Yuchi Shi, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemistry. Toriana Shepherd, Master of Arts, American Studies. Robert Shipp, Master of Science, Counseling. Narendra Shrestha, Master of Science, Physics. Grayson Simmons, Doctor of Pharmacy. Kobe Simpson, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Jordan Skarsgård, Master of Science, Plant Sciences. Alexandria Sloan Harper, Master of Music. Scott Smallwood, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Natalie Smeltz, Master of Science, Geophysics. Alexandra Smith, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Aisha Smith, Master of Science, Counseling. Margaret Smith, Master of Fine Arts, Creative Writing. Andrew Smith, Master of Business Administration. Emily Snell, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Dongming Song, Master of Science, Mathematics. Chrissy Soul, Master of Arts, Education. Sarah Span, Master of Arts, Education. Tristan Spitzer, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Natalie Still, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Michael Stiller, Master of Business Administration. Adrian Stockton, Bachelor of Arts, Elementary Education. Riley Stringer, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Biological Science. Kalpana Subedi, Doctor of Philosophy, Molecular and Cellular Life Science. Jessica Sutter, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Sean Tang, Master of Science, Soil Science. Catherine Tay, Master of Arts, Political Science. Malcolm Taylor, Master of Business Administration. Rebecca Thomas Guzilic, Master of Science, Zoology and Physiology. Jason Thorin, Bachelor of Science, Industrial Tech Education. XINTN, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Tammy Jalma, Master of Business Administration. Kimberly Trondle, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Alexander Tyrrell, Doctor of Philosophy, Chemical Engineering. Laramie Valle, Master of Science, Counseling. Tammy Van Pelt, Master of Science, Natural Science. Wesley Vanestal, Doctor of Philosophy, Anthropology. Luke Vaporis, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Kristen V. Rigg, Master of Arts, Education. Josiah Walker, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Emu Wong, Master of Music. Angela Ward, Bachelor of Arts. Secondary Education, Social Studies. Michaela Ward, Master of Public Administration. Taylor Webb, Master of Science, Finance. Kyle Weber, Master of Science, Plant Sciences. Andrew Wee, Master of Arts, Communication. Benjamin White, Doctor of Philosophy, Economics. Cole White, Master of Business Administration. Abigail Whiting, Bachelor of Arts. Secondary Education, English. Robin Whitmore, Master of Social Work. Catherine Weeb, Master of Science, Counseling. Gideon Williams, Bachelor of Arts. Secondary Education, Social Studies. Lavril Williamson, Doctor of Philosophy, Psychology. Kylie Willoughby, Master of Science, Health Services Administration. Lane Wilson, Master of Science, Animal and Veterinary Science. Megan Wilson, Doctor of Philosophy, Ecology. Henry Latkowski, Doctor of Philosophy, Physics. Bryson Wood, Doctor of Pharmacy. Susanna Wright, Master of Science, Geology. Kyler Yurkovich, Master of Science, Speech-Language Pathology. Lucas Yostin, Master of Business Administration. Christy Young, Master of Arts, Education. Hiu Man Yu, Master of Music. Musharraf Yusufova, Master of Science, Kinesiology and Health. Alicia Zaragoza, Bachelor of Arts, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Saman Zara, Doctor of Philosophy, Management and Marketing. Jennifer Zenner, Master of Public Administration. Jennifer Zerba, Master of Public Administration. Xiaoming Zhang, Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering. Michael Zeman, Master of Science, Architectural Engineering. Joshua Chanwu Cahoon, Master of Arts, Education. Kyle Cole, Master of Business Administration.
We are so proud of our virtual graduates. I hope you will celebrate today, no matter where you may be. The University of Wyoming 2021 commencement ceremony is now adjourned.